In 2022, I sent a few cameo requests to Emmanuel Lewis, star of the popular 80s sitcom Webster. I was always terrified yet fascinated by the fall 1984 episode Burnout, where Webster accidentally burned down the apartment. I had always been curious as to how they handled the fire, as in the final act you can clearly see the set is completely destroyed by fire. The episode scared me at 11 years old, and it would be 19 years later that I endured the same fate. An arsonist set a fire which destroyed my apartment. Finding Mr. Lewis on Cameo opened up the door for me to ask questions about the fire episode, and just regular trivia about Webster as well. Apparently his family had a fire when he was a kid as well, and before he did Webster, so he has fire in common both in reality and on TV. I thought it would make a good commentary to play over the very special episode from Season 2, Burnout.
This is Emmanuel Lewis coming to give you a wonderful shout out. Well, first and foremost, I'm sorry for your loss, for your fire in 2003. And I do remember, having I had one in real life in my home back in Brooklyn back in the day. But then, of course, we had the one for Webster when we burned up the condo apartment. And that was pretty crazy. I remember that I think at first it was supposed to be a fire that was set by Mama George, but then somewhere along the line they changed it, and they had it be my fault in the script. And so, I think it was a rocket, and put it in there and thought the flame was out. And yes, it was all controlled by the fire department. It was there. It was all scheduled to be burnt. That was our last season on that particular stage and set. So we were going into the house and on the new episodes. And so that was pretty crazy to see how scorched it really was after that. So it was pretty crazy, and it was very real, and it was very burnt, and it was crispy, and yeah, we did all our takes to get it done right and get it in the can. And when we came back to look at it, it was gone. So fires are nothing to be played with, and yeah, I have those memories too of it happening in real life as well as on TV. I had to go back and look at this episode so I could give you the details of what you asked for. I mean, I had a foggy idea as to what it was, but I'm like, wait a minute. Let me go back and look at this. This is a very long time ago. But let me answer your question one by one, because I thought it was pretty detailed of you to even ask. First and foremost, hi. My name is Emmanuel Lewis. And yes, Steve, I'm at your service. Okay. Now, you asked if the condo set was filmed with a live audience. No, that one episode that year was not filmed. Parts of it was, but like the earlier part, but not the fire burning. It was a hazard, and we couldn't do that part in front of the audience. It was too much of a fire hazard to do that. But there's a portion of it leading up to that was filmed with some of the audience, and then later on we had to get them out of there. Did the set fire to George's bedroom too in that episode? So the whole condo set was burnt crisp. So yeah, the kitchen, the living room, my bedroom or Webster's bedroom, and George Papadopoulos and Mam and George's bedroom. Yes, everything was burnt, but they never showed it. Okay? So, in theory, it was burned, but they never showed it, and so therefore, you didn't really get a chance to see that it was supposed to have been burned. So they didn't really burn it, but it was insinuating that it was burned. I guess if that's the best way to answer you. Did it smell of fire? Absolutely. They went in there and they torched it pretty good. Yes, it smelled of fire, and it was, it was one of those no-no stories. So, life lessons on issues of, not being an arsonist and not playing with fire, and learning that safety matches, for me, did not equal it being safety at all. So let me see. What's the last question? It was interesting because we knew that the next season, which was season 2, I believe, was going into, I think it was season 2, going into the, I think we stayed at Jerry's house for a small period of time in the storyline, and then that's when we went to go look for the house where Cassie and they were living in the basement, and then we ultimately bought the whole house. So it was very interesting because I think we were on stage 22, and on the back side of our where we filmed that show, those episodes for the first year, we were right behind Family Ties. So and Tina Yothers were really great friends, and the whole Family Ties unit. We got a chance to see each other's stuff and episodes back to back to each other. But then after that, we needed more space. So we moved over to 23 and 24, and we took up 2 sound stages. One for the production, and the other one was for offices and my schoolroom, and a little play area for a little foosball and basketball and some downtime like that. Yeah, those were very interesting. And the new stage that we went on, that was 23 and 24, that's where Happy Days used to film their show, and where Joni Love Chachi was where we put our offices and my schoolroom and stuff like that, and Susan Alex office, schoolroom, or whatever. And so that's where Joni and Love Chachi used to be, and on the set was where Happy Days was filmed, and that was still also the area where they filmed I Love Lucy. And right across from our stage, so if you open up the big sliding stage door, right across the area was where there was a small little koi tank, and that's where Lucille Ball had her tank of koi fish that we would feed from time to time in that little area right there. And that was also dope. So we had the whole back corner, and then eventually the twins moved in where Family Ties moved in, and it's pretty dope. One sound stage beyond that is where they filmed Cheers, which is usually always a closed set, and they didn't film in front of a live audience. But Family Ties was performed in front of a live audience, and that was dope. Loved getting chance to see them film. And when I was on break, I would sneak and look at the window upstairs, and I could see their whole set and watch them film. And that was dope. So, but the year that Webster came to Paramount and watched, and we started episode 1, Happy Days was still filming, and Ron Howard was directing the episodes. So, great times, great moments, and I think that was also the year right before we got there was the last year of Laverne and Shirley, which was interesting. And Solid Gold was down the street. Star Trek was on the other side of the lot, and Paula Abdul was one of the choreographers of Solid Gold. So, a lot of great stuff, a lot of strange people. Later on, Pee Wee Herman Playhouse came to Paramount, and Eddie Murphy production came to Paramount. And matter of fact, if you look at, you're a great Webster fan. So let me give you a piece of great nuggets. There were 2 films that I know of that was shot on the set of Webster. One was Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. So if you go back and look at the episode when the demon was going into the house, that was the house of Webster. Okay? So that episode, if you go back and look at Golden Child, I got to give you this good one, okay? And you'll see the set of Webster, not when we were in the apartment, but when we were in the house. So the set of there, okay? And I'm trying to think of what was the name of the bear movie. What was the name of it? Let me see. I gotta look and see if I can find the name of it. There was a bear movie, and I can't even. What was it called? What was that? Man, I can't even think of the name of that movie. That was the character that was the naughty bear, and he had the robe, and was it Mark Wahlberg was in the movie? What was the name of that? I'm going to find it. I got to look it up just for you. Ted. Ha! Yes. So, I think it was the first one. One of the first, I think there was 2 Ted movies. One of the first movie with Ted, he has on the outfit, and it's actually a scene of Webster. And Ted, they superimpose Ted over me, and the movements that Ted is making is actually my movements. And even though I'm not in the movie Ted, and I am not dressed up as Ted, they use my performance to have Ted move from one place to the next in that movie. And of course, different dialogue. But look at Ted and look at The Golden Child, and you will see 2 movies that film on the set of Webster when we were on hiatus. All right? Have a great day. Hope you gave you some good insight. God bless you, Steve Greenfield. See you later.